There's a moment, quiet, delicate, charged with something she'll never confess. When a woman does something so small, so fleeting, so instinctive, that most men walk right past it without understanding the secret she just let slip. She bites her lip. Not aggressively, not seductively in the obvious way Hollywood sells it, but softly, almost unconsciously, like her mind is trying to restrain something her body can't hide. And here's the truth she'll never say. A woman only bites her lip around a man who stirs something inside her. Interest, nervousness, attraction, tension. Something she's trying to keep under control because she doesn't want to appear too obvious, too eager, too exposed. But her lips betray her before her words do. Welcome to Be Feminine, the place where we decode the psychology women feel but never explain. If you're ready to understand her in a way most men can't even perceive, hit subscribe and step into a deeper layer of her unspoken world. Now, imagine this moment. You're talking to her. Or maybe you just walked into the room. You haven't even said anything special. You haven't made a move. You're just there. And in that split second, she inhales. Just enough air to spark a tiny shift in her expression, and then it happens. Her teeth catch her lower lip. A gentle pressure, a subtle pull, barely noticeable unless you're paying attention. Some men think it's random. It never is. The lip bite is a leak, a crack in her composure, a slip in the defenses she's been trained her whole life to keep perfectly in place. Because the lip bite is not about the lips. It's about the mind behind the lips. It's her instinct wrestling with her logic, her attraction wrestling with her fear, her desire trying hard not to reveal itself too early. A woman bites her lip when she's feeling something she doesn't want to say out loud. Maybe it's attraction. Maybe it's admiration. Maybe it's the electric awareness of your presence, the kind that makes her heartbeat skip without her permission. And here's the dark psychology behind it. When she bites her lip, she's grounding herself. She's trying to stabilize an emotional spike. She's trying to control a reaction she doesn't want you to see, yet desperately hopes you'll notice. Because if you notice, it tells her you're perceptive, emotionally intelligent, a man who sees beyond surface-level signals. But if you miss it, she won't repeat it. She won't try again. She'll simply pull herself back into emotional neutrality and think, okay, he didn't see that. Women don't wait around for men to read them. They reveal, once, softly, subtly, almost like a test of your intuition. And here's what makes the lip bite so powerful. It's never performed. It's never pre-planned. It's a reflex of vulnerability, a micro-expression that slips out when her guard drops for half a second. A tiny confession disguised as a nervous habit. Her lip bite says, I feel something. And I'm trying not to show it, but a part of me wants you to see it anyway. Most men think it's a flirtatious gesture, but the man who really understands women knows it's deeper, more fragile, more revealing. Because she's not just biting her lip, she's revealing the exact moment her emotions outran her self-control. Now here's what most men completely overlook about the lip bite. It doesn't always happen when you're talking to her. Sometimes it happens because of something she feels in your presence, even if you haven't spoken a word. Maybe she notices the way you look at her. Maybe she catches your scent. Maybe your confidence nudges something inside her she wasn't prepared to feel. Her brain tries to stay logical. Her heart tries to stay calm. But her body, that traitor, signals you anyway. The lip bite comes out like an emotional reflex, a tiny spark her mind can't fully extinguish. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Women usually bite their lip when they're processing two conflicting emotions at the same time. I like this feeling, and I shouldn't let this feeling show. That tension creates a moment of pressure, literally. Her lip becomes the battlefield where desire and restraint collide. And you? You're standing there thinking it's just a cute habit. But if you look deeper, if you pay attention to the timing, you'll see her truth. Picture this. You're sitting across from her. Maybe it's a cafe. Maybe it's a study room. Maybe it's somewhere ordinary. Yet the energy between you feels anything but. You say something that subtly reveals your confidence. You lean back in your chair. You make eye contact without flinching. For a second, she breaks eye contact, not because she's disinterested, but because your intensity hit her in a place she wasn't ready to expose. And then, right before she looks back at you, her teeth gently catch her lip. It's the body's way of saying, I need to steady myself, because this moment is affecting me more than I expected. This is where male intuition separates the average man from the unforgettable one. Because here's the dark psychology of it. Women don't bite their lip around men they see as safe or boring. They don't do it around men they're trying to friend zone. They don't do it with men who make them feel nothing. The lip bite comes out for one kind of man, the man who triggers her feminine emotional response, the man whose presence shifts her internal state, the man she feels something for, even if she doesn't want to admit it. And here's the part she'll never confess. She knows exactly what the lip bite looks like. She knows how feminine it appears, how vulnerable, how revealing. It betrays attraction. It betrays curiosity. It betrays the fact that she's thinking about you in a way she's not supposed to. So she tries to catch herself. She tries to mask it with a sip of her drink, a glance at her phone, a quick change of the subject. But that 1 second was already enough. Here's the question most men don't ask. Why doesn't she stop herself from doing it? Because the lip bite is not a performance. It's not a trick. It's not rehearsed. It's an overflow. It's the moment her emotional guard slips and something genuine escapes. Raw, unfiltered, unguarded. When she bites her lip, she's not planning the moment. She's responding to you. And when a woman's body responds before her mind does, that's when you know something real is happening beneath the surface. Here's what you need to understand. A woman's lip bite is the closest you'll ever get to hearing her say, I'm attracted to you, without using actual words. It's a whisper through body language, a quiet confession the world can't hear, but the right man can feel. Most men focus on the dramatic signs, the flirty touches, the long texts, the obvious compliments. But the man who understands the subtle signs, the deeper signs, the unconscious signs, that's the man she remembers, because he sees the part of her she doesn't show to just anyone. But here's where everything gets even more interesting. A woman's lip bite doesn't just reveal attraction, it reveals the intensity of that attraction. Most signs of interest are controlled, practiced, curated. She can control her smile. She can control her tone. She can control how often she checks her phone. She can control how available she seems. But her lip betrays her. Because the lip bite happens when her nervous system fires faster than her social mask can adjust. It happens when you make her feel something she didn't prepare for. A spike of chemistry, a wave of warmth, a sudden awareness of you as a man, not just a person. You have to understand something powerful. A woman bites her lip when she's trying to hold back energy that wants to escape. Desire, curiosity, excitement, nervousness, arousal, anticipation. It's all there, compressed into one small gesture. And you can tell a lot from the type of lip bite, too. If she bites her lip gently while looking at you, then glances away, she's telling you, I'm interested, but I'm trying not to make it obvious. If she bites her lip while listening to you speak, she's telling you, your presence is affecting me more than I can hide. If she bites her lip when your eyes meet, she's telling you, you just triggered something in me. But the most telling version is the one she thinks you didn't see. The one that happens when she's looking down, or adjusting her hair, or pretending to focus on something else. Because that lip bite is the truth slipping out of her without her permission. Now let me take you into a scenario that happens far more often than men realize. You're both sitting somewhere, maybe with friends, maybe in a group, maybe in a quiet setting where conversation flows gently between people. She's listening, but she's aware of you. She's laughing, but she's aware of you. She's participating, but her attention keeps orbiting around you. And then someone says something funny. Everyone laughs. The moment feels light. She glances at you. Just a quick look, almost invisible. And then it happens. She bites her lip, just for a second, before she turns her face away from you again. Most men see nothing. But the man who understands female psychology sees a truth she tried to swallow. Here's why this happens. In moments of laughter, comfort, and emotional warmth, her guard drops. And when her guard drops, her natural attraction slips through. The lip bite becomes an emotional leak, A moment where her body reveals what her mind is too shy, too uncertain, or too prideful to admit. And here's the dark psychology behind it. Women are terrified of being misread, terrified of looking desperate, terrified of coming on too strong, terrified of being rejected. So they hide their interest behind micro-expressions. But the lip bite, that's the one she can't fully hide, because it's connected to vulnerability, softness, femininity, emotional exposure. When she bites her lip, she's not just showing attraction. She's showing surrender, not to you as a person, but to the feeling she has around you. A soft surrender. A quiet one. One she hopes you notice without calling it out, because the woman who bites her lip in front of you is silently saying, "You're affecting me, and I don't know how to hide it right now." Most men never see it, but the man who does, he enters a part of her emotional world that very few men will ever reach. But here's the part most men never understand. A woman biting her lip isn't always about attraction alone. Sometimes it's about the feeling of being overwhelmed, in the best possible way. Because when a woman feels something she can't immediately label, something deep, something warm, something stirring, her body reacts before her logic does, and the lip bite becomes her way of slowing herself down. Almost like she's trying to keep an emotional wave from bursting through. Let me show you something powerful. There's a moment, a rare, delicate, almost sacred moment, when a woman bites her lip in response to how you look at her. Not what you say, not what you do, not how you act, but simply how you look at her. Because some men look at a woman like she's a puzzle. Some look at her like she's a distraction. Some look at her like she's a prize. But the man she bites her lip for, he looks at her like he sees her soul before he sees her beauty, like he sees her softness behind her sharpness, like he sees something in her she secretly wishes someone would notice. And that gaze, your gaze, triggers the lip bite. She feels exposed, seen, not in a physical way, but in a deeply emotional, feminine way. And women are not used to being seen like that. So what does she do? She tries to regain control. She bites her lip. She grounds herself. She tames her own response. Because for a moment you touched something inside her she keeps guarded. Her vulnerability. Now let's go deeper into the psychology. When a woman bites her lip around you, she's doing one of two things. Either she's holding something in, a feeling, a reaction, a pull toward you, or she's stopping herself from giving too much away. In dark psychology, the lip bite is classified as a micro-inhibition gesture, which means she's suppressing an emotional impulse. That impulse could be the desire to smile more than she should, the desire to flirt back, the desire to step closer, the desire to reveal her real feelings. But here's the twist. Suppression always reveals more than expression. The very act of holding back is the proof that there's something there. If she felt nothing, she wouldn't need to stop anything. The lip bite exists because she feels too much, not too little. Now imagine this scene. You're together, maybe walking side by side. You're talking about something simple, plans, friends, life, nothing heavy. Then you say something unexpectedly real, something emotionally intelligent, something that hits her deeper than she expected. She pauses. Her breath shifts, her eyes soften, and without thinking, she bites her lip. Not dramatically, not seductively, just a tiny compression of emotion. She's thinking, did he really just say that? Why does that affect me? Why do I feel this pull toward him? Why am I suddenly aware of my own emotions? The lip bite becomes the bridge between her inner reaction and her outer behavior. It's her way of keeping her heart from slipping out through her expression. Now, here's the most important thing. A woman will never bite her lip for a man she feels emotionally safe to ignore. She will only bite her lip for a man whose presence awakens something in her. Softness, curiosity, desire, vulnerability, hope. You don't force the lip bite. You evoke it. And when she does it, when she lets that small, fragile expression break through her composure, everything she's been trying to hide, everything she's been trying to control, everything she's been trying not to show, leaks out in that one tiny moment. Most men never catch it. But the man who does, he becomes unforgettable. There's one last thing you need to understand. And it's the part women will never admit, even to themselves. A woman doesn't bite her lip because she's trying to look attractive. She bites her lip because for a split second, you made her feel something powerful enough to break through her self-control. Her body reacts, her lips reveal it, and her mind scrambles to catch up. That small, delicate movement, that tiny press of teeth to skin, isn't for the world. It's for you. Even if she never meant for you to see it. Because here's the truth. A woman's lip bite is one of the rarest signs of attraction. Not because it's complex, but because it's honest. It's a moment where she stops performing, stops filtering herself, stops worrying about how she looks or what impression she's making. It's the moment where her feminine instinct overrides her feminine strategy. And that is why it's so powerful. Most signs she gives are calculated in some way. Fixing her hair, adjusting her posture, softening her voice. Even her smiles can be polite, controlled, intentional. But her lip has no defenses. Her lip responds before she can think, before she can correct herself, before she can pretend she's unaffected. The lip bite is her truth slipping out while her mind is busy protecting her pride. And here's the deeper, darker part. She bites her lip because she doesn't want to reveal the full extent of her interest, but she also doesn't want to lie about it. Her body finds the middle ground. A confession disguised as hesitation. A whisper disguised as a nervous habit. A message hidden in plain sight. When a woman bites her lip, she's saying, I feel something toward you, but I'm scared of where it might lead. That's why the man who notices it stands out. He isn't reacting to obvious signs. He's reading the truth beneath the surface. And women remember men who can read their truth. Because most men, they only see what's loud, bold, and obvious. But she bites her lip for the man she hopes will see the silent part of her. The hidden part, the unspoken part, the part she doesn't show to everyone. Now imagine something with me. She's standing with you, maybe outside her car, maybe at the end of a date, maybe during a moment when the world feels strangely still. You say something genuine, not cheesy, not performative, not overly romantic, just real. Something that shows her you're present, that you're grounded, that you're not afraid of emotional depth. She wasn't prepared for that. And suddenly, she can feel her emotions rising faster than she can contain them. Her breath catches, her chest tightens, her heart opens just a little too much, and then she does it. She bites her lip. But this time, she holds it a little longer, because it's not just attraction. It's vulnerability. It's connection. It's the raw, unguarded reaction of a woman who feels safe enough to be feminine and brave enough to reveal what she feels. And whether she knows it or not, her body is saying, you matter more to me than I expected. This is why you needed to understand this sign, not to manipulate her, not to play games, but to see her, to understand her, to respond with presence instead of cluelessness. Because when a woman gives you a sign this genuine, the man who respects it, who doesn't mock it, who doesn't misuse it, who simply sees it, he becomes the man she opens up to. He becomes the man she thinks about later, the man she replays the moment with, the man her heart drifts toward even when she tries to resist, because you didn't just notice her lip. You noticed her, and that is something she will never forget. If this opened your eyes to the deeper psychology women hide behind their body language, make sure you subscribe to Be Feminine, where we decode the unspoken rules of attraction, connection, and emotional intelligence. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and stay connected to the truth beneath the silence.